What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at this 2020 Subaru Forester. Huge shout out and thank you to Randy Marion Subaru for providing this vehicle for today's video. I'll have the link to the website down in the description below. Definitely check them out. They have a huge selection of all the brand new Subarus, so definitely check them out. And the model that we're looking at today is finished off in ice silver metallic and has an MSRP at $33,500. Underneath the hood, the Forester has a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder boxer engine. This produces 182 horsepower and 176 pound-feet of torque. The engine is paired to a CVT transmission and sends the power to all four wheels through the symmetrical all-wheel drive system. And with a curb weight around 3,500 pounds and having a 16.6 gallon fuel tank, you're looking at 26 miles per gallon in the city and 33 out on the highway. The overall length is 182.1 inches with a wheelbase at 105.1. The width is 71.5 and the height is 68.1 inches. The 2020 Forester also has max towing capacity at 1,500 pounds and we get ground clearance at 8.7 inches. This also features ventilated disc brakes in all four corners, measuring 12.4 inches up front and 11.2 inches in the rear. This particular model is the Sport trim level. You'll see a lot of the orange accents all around, giving this a more sporty and aggressive design, comparing it to the standard Forester. Starting up with the headlights, we have LED projector beam headlights with chrome trim all around them, and it even says Forester within the housing. This has a large grille up front with the Subaru logo in the center. Also features metallic black all around it. There's a lower grille as well to allow maximum cooling to the engine. You'll see the orange trim in the lower portion of the bumper and satin black trim around that. And then on the farthest sides of the front bumper, we have LED fog lights, as well as some more trim pieces around that. And then moving to the hood, this has very contoured lines all around, giving it a unique appearance. You can see how the farthest side is actually higher than the center, so I really like how the front end of the Forester comes all together. And then as we make our way to the side profile, you'll notice that same satin black trim from the front bumper flow its way to the fender arches and lead its way underneath the doors with more of that same orange trim. We get body colored door handles as well as body colored mirror caps with the integrated LED turn signal. And then moving our way to the roof, you can see part of the sunroof up top. We also have satin black roof rails with more of the orange trim, and then all blacked out for the B and C pillar, giving this a nice seamless appearance. The Forester has great proportions all around, really blending together nicely. You can see another prominent body line going actually from the front fenders underneath the front door handles and then above the rear door handles to help give this a unique look. And then these gloss black wheels have a great contrast against the silver paintwork. They measure 18 inches all around and really finish off the Forester to have a clean look. And working our way to the back, we have the integrated spoiler mounted on the top of this deck lid, as well as the third brake light. More of this metallic gloss black trim piece is all around the window, giving it a sporty appearance. We have the Forster Sport logo over on the right side, finished off in that same orange trim. Down below, we have 4 parking sensors, your exhaust tip, as well as more of the trim in satin black. And then on the left side, we have Subaru all-wheel drive, and then a really cool pattern in the taillights. So there's a good look at the 2020 Subaru Forester Sport model. Comment down below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this SUV crossover. It has a lot of off-road capabilities and a really cool sporty look. I'm not too familiar with Subarus, and this is the first time actually checking this out, but I'm liking it so far. It's got some cool contours and just a really cool design. So now we have the smart key fob now. So to go ahead and take a look at the interior, I can go ahead and keep the car locked, and then just going up to it, just grabbing the door handle, it automatically unlocks and we can get a great view at the interior. Starting up with the door panel, you can see this really cool fabric design with a sport tag on it and some nice stitching to it. There's some black leather with some padding for your armrest and then orange stitching. Really cool textures all around the door panel. We have your window controls as well as automatic up front, mirror controls, lock and unlock, and your release handle with that same textured trim all around. We get some storage down below for some water bottles and then part of the Harman Kardon audio system. Moving our way inside, we have Forester written out on this aluminum door sill piece. Has a great look. All of your power controls for these seats. And taking a look at the actual seats, they're two-tone with gray leather and the same fabric. More contrast stitching to it, a really cool design. Moving our way up top to the bolsters, more of the color contrast stitching, all the way up to the headrest. Definitely have a super unique look. And moving inside, we have a full black leather steering wheel with orange stitching. And then now inside, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Taking a look at the gauges, over on the left side we have the tachometer with your speedometer on the right. You can even see that orange trim finding its way inside around the dials. And then on the steering wheel we have a few different buttons. Over on the left side we have Bluetooth and audio controls. On the right side, we have the steering intervention icon. You can turn that on and off for the lane keeping assist. We have the distance pacing. You can adjust that, as well as more cruise control settings. We have two different drive modes on this right side, an intelligent mode and then a sport sharp mode. Changing that icon will change which mode you're in. You can see that graph kind of indicates the performance levels of the vehicle. We also have steering wheel mounted paddle shifters for the CVT transmission, giving you a little bit more control over this kind of transmission. And then over on the left side, we have the auto start stop feature and traction control, power liftgate, as well as the memory setting. You can control the dim level of the interior as well as the blind spot alert. We have one of the air vents on the left side finished off in the orange. You can see more of the stitching and that cool texture around it. Then taking a look at the overall dashboard, we have two different LCD screens in the center here. The top one shows a lot of the information within the vehicle. If you use the info button over on the steering wheel, you can go through different menus. So up top now we have some information within the car, like the safety systems. Going down to the next one, you can see some of the off-road angles. You can see the wheels turning as I turn the steering wheel. And then continuing to tap through that button, we have a lot of parameters within the vehicle. Then also on that screen, all of your climate control settings will come up. So if I just go ahead and adjust the climate speed real quick, you can see how everything changes, all my different modes. My temperature will change as well, so I like how that comes up on the screen. And then in the center here, we have your X mode. You can put this in different driving modes. Pushing it down goes to normal. We have a mud and snow mode, and then a dirt mode on the left. And then on this screen, it also comes up the same. You have a really cool diagram of everything. Very nice to see within the car. And then the center screen right here has a lot of information. If I go ahead and put it into reverse, your backup camera comes up very HD. I love how everything looks. Has all your guidelines, and if you change the steering wheel, it'll also change that as well. And going back into park, you have a lot of information here. You can go under settings and change quite a lot within the car. All touchscreen, very simple to use. All your phone integration, you can go under your vehicle, change a lot of that. And then going back to home, of course, phone, apps, Subaru Link, radio, and other items like that. We have more physical buttons down here, as well as an actual home button that gets you to the same screen. And then below that, we have physical climate control buttons. We have your temperature on the left side, on and off and auto, your AC mode and everything, your fan speed and recirc, and then the different modes on the right side. You'll notice more of that orange stitching all around the center, which has a really nice look, and I love this cool texture. We have the same trim all around the center with stitching on this boot. You have your different drive modes as well as the manual mode. When you are in a drive, you can bump this over, and now you can use these steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, which is very cool to see. And then below all that, we have the electronic park and brake with your auto vehicle hold. Heated seats on the right side, really cool looking stitching. Then in the center, we have some cup holders and storage. Opening this up for the center storage, we have quite a lot of space in here. It's nice to see. Then more of the contrast stitching and soft black leather. And then on the right side, we can see more of the cool contours within the dash. Opening up the glove box, we have quite a lot of space in there. And just one last look at the interior. Definitely a sporty and unique vehicle. I love all the contours. I think the fabric has a really cool design to it. I think Subaru did a really good job, especially with the Sport model, just giving everything a nice touch. And moving our way up top, we can turn on and off your lane keeping assist as well as the forward collision. Then we have a sunglass holder, then some dome lights, and then you can adjust your sunroof. And by just opening up this manual shade, this is actually really large. It goes halfway into the rear, which is very cool. Don't see that on many vehicles. And of course, you can just press the button and it automatically slides back. And then to now take a look at the rear seating for the Forester, we can go ahead and open up the door. Door panel is finished off very similar to the front. We have the same cool fabric with the Sport tag, all the same stitching and everything like that. Moving inside, just like we were expecting, we have this cool color contrast stitching, and then the two-tone design with the leather and fabric. And then going ahead and hopping inside, I have this driver's seat set to my height. I'm 5'11", so we'll see how much room we have back here. Closing up the door, you have a lot of room back here. Wow, this is actually pretty impressive. The armrest is in a really good spot, so it's really nice and comfortable. I have a ton of leg room, knee room, and foot room. Really cool to see even two different storage pockets right here. Really comfortable. I have quite a few inches of headroom as well. And taking a look at the center of the seat, I can fold this down. We have two cup holders as well as another good armrest. So definitely a nice roomy place to be. And we do have some amenities. We have air conditioning vents right here. You can turn them on and off. Then opening up this, we have some USB ports. And then for the cargo area, you can use the button on the key fob or on the interior or right beneath the Subaru logo. Just pressing the button automatically opens up. We can get a really good view at the overall cargo space. We have the floor mats and everything in here right now, all-weather floor mats. We can see just how much space the back of the Subaru has. We have some cutouts on each side, a nice cover as well for anything that you don't like to be seen. And then on the backs of each seat, you can just pull this knob up and then the seat will automatically fold down. And then with the seats all folded down and that cover removed, you can see just how much space we have back here. You can easily fit a ton of items. Then opening up this side to check everything out, these fold down nice and flat. This car even has a nice durable liner on it, which is really cool to see. But a ton of space and you still have access in this area. So definitely a lot of space in the Forester. All right, so we are setting off now in the 2020 Subaru Forester. We're gonna see what this car is like. I'm in the intelligent mode, which is just the most conservative, normal driving mode. So first and foremost, as far as visibility goes, the windshield is really big. There's a lot of space to it. I can easily see out. I can even see the hood and everything. So definitely is an easy car to see around. I like how you have these windows up here by the side mirrors so you can even see right through there. And then the side mirrors do a really good job letting me know what's going on. The rear view mirror is pretty large, and then looking over your shoulders, there's actually a lot of glass. This is really easy to see around. That is a nice touch. And then the overall comfort with this car, it is so smooth. I don't feel any bumps, I don't hear anything, I just don't feel anything weird. It is a comfortable car just to kind of sit back and cruise in. The seats are really comfortable, and I'm loving the two-tone with this fabric and leather. It just has a really cool touch. So it's really easy for me to get into a comfortable position. And as we come to a slower turn, just taking the turn, the steering wheel is really light in this mode at least. Very easy to navigate the car, and then just getting up to speed. I mean, it gets up there as you'd expect without even ringing out the engine or anything. So really comfortable and normal to drive so far, very smooth. So now let's go ahead and put it into the Sport Sharp mode. Throttle response is already a lot quicker, wow. So that just feels already just a little bit more on its toes. Gets right up to speed. The CVT seems to do a really good job managing the power. So if I put it into the manual mode, now this is a continuous variable transmission. There are no gears. So manual mode is going to be basically preset spots within how the transmission works. So putting it in manual tells me I'm in what would be considered fourth gear. So then if I just downshift, it's pretty much deciding where I'd like a gear to be, which is pretty cool. So it feels like it's an automatic that you're shifting. That's a pretty nice touch. And even if I downshift a little bit and then just accelerate, so from third gear now, transmission shifts very smooth the way it's designed. It's nice to have that type of control over the transmission to really optimize the power that you're gonna get. No need to try out the different mud modes and everything. On the fly, you're not even able to change these because that's designed for off-roading. But at slow speed, I can go into everything, but we'll keep it into the normal mode because we are on pavement. But that's gonna be a really good feature if you are off-roading or going in any type of terrain or trail where you're gonna need to have that all-wheel drive control. So I like how the Forester is a very capable vehicle. You can do quite a lot with it. It's a very comfortable car and easy to drive, and you can fit a lot of stuff in here. The rear seats are really comfortable. I wasn't expecting them to be that large, and then the rear storage is huge. You can fit a ton in the Forester. And then as far as the interior, using everything, so this is one of my first times being in a Subaru like this, and I'm not too familiar with it, but using all of the buttons, everything is laid out very nicely. It's easy to use this touch screen. Everything is very responsive. There's no lag in it. And then I like how the screen up top gives me a lot of information. If I adjust the climate speed, it comes up really visibly on what's going on. And then by just hitting the info button, I can easily see a lot of things within the vehicle. It's a very clear display too, like the graphics are really good. So I can easily tell what the wheels are doing, what my pitch and roll is if I were off-roading, and then going into everything else, checking the parameters of the car. So I like how everything is easy to use. The climate, very basic, super straightforward. It's a car you don't really have a learning curve with. There's nothing to figure out. It just works the way you're gonna want it to work. And then as we come to a spot, we'll check out the brakes. Brakes definitely do a really good job. And then I'll try a 3-point turnout. The turning radius is very tight, and that backup camera is super nice as well. The backup sensors come on very nicely. But yeah, overall, that's really good turning radius for any type of all-wheel drive vehicle. That is nice to see. And then back on a road, we got some gravel and stuff. I'm not hearing anything. It's very comfortable and quiet. It's a nice, smooth car to drive. So I think that's about gonna wrap it up driving in the 2020 Subaru Forester. I like the Sport model. It has a lot of cool sporty features to it. Just gives it a little extra fun factor. They have other trim levels, of course, that are more geared toward luxuries. So it's really nice that Subaru has a pretty good lineup. But that's about gonna wrap it up. Once again, a huge shout out and thank you to Randy Marion Subaru for providing this Forester for today's video. Definitely check out the link to their website down in the description below. They have a huge selection of all the brand new Subarus, so definitely check them out. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a massive thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next video.